So I like this game a lot. There's only a demo right now, but it's still fun. It's basically single-player social deduction game. So if you don't really have a whole lot of people to play with all the time, this is the perfect game to still get that social deduction kick from. So basically, there's a bunch of cards, and you gotta find, at least at the beginning, there's only one evil. The game will tell you. But right now, there's only one evil. Have to find it and kill it. And at the beginning of every match, it just shows you like all the different cards that are in play. There's 4 villagers, and out of these 4, one of them is the minion that is disguised as one of these 4. And then you can hover over them, it tells you all what they do. The Enlighten tells you if it's clockwise or counterclockwise who the closest evil is, if they're telling the truth, or it could be equidistant, which is that they are at the same distance, both clockwise and counterclockwise. Confessor always, as far as I know, tells the truth unless they're evil or corrupted, which we'll get into later. And they'll say, I am dizzy, so you can pretty much trust them. It's a good card to have. The lever tells you how many evils are adjacent to them, to their left or right, 1, 2, or 0. The gem crafter tells you who one good character is. And again, that's all assuming that they're telling the truth, because they can lie and then it doesn't really mean anything, of course. So you just reveal the cards as you go. And like I said, once you flip over a card, it shows you who it is and what their, you know, their, what you want to call it, their stat, their feature is. Confessor's good. There is a draw mode in here. If you want to make notes, you can click this button, or you can hit space, or you can draw wherever you want, and if you exit, it's still on the map, which is cool, and you get different colors. Red, if you click number 2, you get yellow, number 1, you get green. I always just do the red, just because it's on red by default, and I just don't feel like clicking more buttons than I need to, so I write everything in red. If you need to, you can erase everything with this arrow, or say you did a lot of stuff, you can just click the right arrow and it slowly goes back one by one. Fun stuff. But anyway, Confessor's good, we know that, they confess, so we're clearing them. Number 5 says number 3 is good. Number 3 says there's no adjacent evils. This one is not evil, so that is right. But is this one evil? They're pointing this way as the evil, so that is potentially right. And I get another confessor who says he's dizzy, they're dizzy, so you know that's not good for them. So click this knife, and we'll kill him. And we win. Easy peasy. But this game does get a lot harder later. I skipped past that part. But the further in you get in the game, the more cards and the more features you have to fucking throw around in your brain. So we got a medium who learns a good character and its role, and then the judge who has an ability. You learn about abilities now. You can pick one character and they learn if they're lying or not, unless the judge themselves are lying, and then you never know. But anyway, number 6 says they want to go counterclockwise. We get our judge. We're not going to use them yet. The hunter tells you how many cards away from the nearest evil he is, but he gives you 2 chances. So right now, if he's telling the truth, the closest evil is 2 cards away, and you can hover over him, and they'll be like the purple colors on the corners of the cards that they're talking about, that they're referring to, which is nice. So he's saying if he's telling the truth, either number 6 or number 4 is evil. And number 4 says the closest evil is this way, so we have already a bad discrepancy between these 2 right here, because they can't both be telling the truth. So it's definitely, we're gonna give him a tally mark, because that's messed up, which means he is in the clear, because they're both suspicious and there's only one minion. So he says number 2 is a real hunter. That clears him, which means you get another tally, because you're a big fat liar and you're gonna die. New characters, you get a wretch who registers, this is the funny part, registers as an evil minion to other characters, but they are not evil though. But other people think they are evil. So when they say there's an evil and it's a wretch, they're not lying, but you also don't kill the wretch. And then you get the Empress, who gives you 3 different characters and tells you one of them out of the 3 is evil. Basically like the hunter, but a little bit different. Confessor who says they're good, that's checked. Number 3 is good from number 2. And they say number 2, 6, or 7 is evil. Which checks out because number 6 is evil. So, ooh. Number 4 is a real up. Well, that kind of... Well, we're going to use this ability anyway. We're going to do this and click on the Empress, who's telling the truth, because she is. And 2 adjacent evils. One of them is evil, and then this one because he's self-vouched. From my experience, cards that vouch for themselves are pretty much always the ones you kill. New characters. You get a new enemy, which is a twin minion. Basically another minion. And then a jester who picks 3 cards, and you learn how many of the 3 cards that you pick are evil if they are telling the truth. And sometimes, of course, they won't. Clockwise. 1 card away from the closest evil. Clockwise. 1 is a real jester. So, in the early game when people clear each other like that, when there's only 1 minion, it's a pretty good indication that they're safe. But since there's 2 minions, they also like to self-vouch for each other, so I can't really go off of this alone. 2 people are pointing this way, so either that's one of them or these 2 are colluding. He says he's 1 card away from the closest evil, and that's the evil, so that means he must be true. We're gonna do this. So there's no reason why he would do that if he was evil. So since that's the one evil, they're clear. You say it's clockwise. That's a blatant lie because there's an evil right here. So that's one of them for sure. That's 1. You're true, you're true, you're true. And then the closest evil, that's potentially true. So we're gonna check the jester here on all the ones that I know are true. I'm gonna pick this one, and this one, and it should say 2 evils. Okay, so you're clear, which means you're clear, which means you're dead. So both of the enlightened are pieces of shit. Now you get the Bombardier. Sometimes they can be enemies, like they can be the minions, but if they are not and you kill them, your whole run gets reset. Not like the Ascension, but like the run that's in that Ascension gets reset. And then you get the Knight, who is basically free real estate. You can just use a knife on them at any time, and if they don't die, then they're real, you know, they're safe. And if they do die, then they're a fucking minion. It's the easiest, peasiest, besides the Confessor, that there is. We don't get into corruption yet, so that still can be trusted. Boop. Counterclockwise, Bombardier. Number 4 is a real Bombardier, potentially right. There's a Knight for real estate. Just attack them. They're safe. They didn't die. Oh, okay. Well, that was easy. They just ratted themselves out. Now the game starts getting a little more wild. There's a witch, and if she is alive, you cannot reveal 1 card at the end, the last one. So it's definitely beneficial to kill her if you want to get as much information as possible. And then there's a scout who learns how far a specific evil is from another evil. So let's say with these 2 evils, say I kill the minion, and then I still have to find a twin minion. If he's telling the truth, he'll say the minion, or the twin minion is like 3 cards away from the minion. And then you have to just decide, you know, which side of the 3 is the other one. So since I haven't killed anybody, that doesn't really help me at all right now. Free real estate, you're safe. Well, that doesn't help. Like it says that there's a witch, I can't pick this card. She says that there's 1 evil. He says that he's 2 cards away from the closest evil, so he's saying this one and he's saying this one. It's definitely not that one. So he's saying him, she's saying him. The minion is 2 cards away from the closest evil. Let's say this is the minion. 1, 2, that's not true. 1, 2, that's not true. Or it shouldn't be, I don't think. My biggest thing here is that there's 2 people saying it's him, but there's also 2 enemies though. And nobody else is really helping a whole lot, to be honest. So we just bite the bullet, which checks out both of these guys, which sucks. Because the minion is 2 cards away from closest evil. 1, 2. It'd either be the bombardier or him. It's not him. If he's telling the truth, it would be the bombardier. So the bombardier gets a tally. And there are 2 of them. I don't know if that matters. I don't have any other information to go off of, so I kind of have to trust that. And there we go. Hide 1 outcast from the deck. That's if you use the deck feature. I don't use it a whole lot, to be honest with you, but it's alright. I guess in a way you could use it to like kind of try and plan what you're looking for. I just kind of go off the board personally. There is no witch, so I can pick all the cards that I want. Number 7 is good, they say. 3 cards away from the nearest evil. He's saying 1 and 3 are evil. She's saying that there are no evils around her. He's saying number 6 is a real hunter. Let's do 8, 4, and 6. 3 evils. There's only 2. Get out of here. Now we can probably just do this real quick. You're lying. That means you're good. Because 100% they lied. No evil adjacents. There was one right there. You're a liar. Get out of here. Now you get a Slayer who uses ability, and you pick 1 character. If the character is evil, he will kill it. Unless he's also evil, then he won't. So, whatever. And there's a knitter, and you learn how many evils are adjacent to each other, side by side. So that was Ascension number 1 completed. 1 evil. Ascension 2, things get a lot harder. Free real estate, easy peasy. Oh, that was the end. That was only 1. My bad. New characters. Poisoner, game start. 1 adjacent villager is corrupted, which sucks, because when they're corrupted, it means they lie, just like a minion is, but they're not evil. So if you kill them, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Bard, learn how far I am from the closest corrupted character. I get a headache when it comes to corruption, but we'll see. That was easy as fuck. Alright. Number 7 is good. We're gonna find out right now. Oh no! Wait a minute. Oh, you were corrupted. See. This is exactly what I meant. She said number 7's good. Number 7 was not good. She was a liar. Normally you would kill her, but because there's a poisoner, he corrupts one of the characters that are adjacent to him, which is her or whoever this is. He corrupted her, which means she's a liar now. So you can't trust her, even though she's still a good guy. It's kind of a headache, but in a good way. Now you get a fortune teller. You pick 2 characters, learn if any of them is evil, and then you get the oracle. You can learn that 1 out of the 2 characters is a specific minion role. We don't have a witch, so I can do whatever I want. We're just going to open them all up. He says number 2 is a real Slayer. She says there's 2 evil adjacents. We're going to use a Slayer on her. Easy peasy. I just kind of figured that had the biggest statistical possibility of being evil, which means he is now clear, and he is now clear, and evil is not adjacent to each other. Assuming she's good, that does check her out as well. We are going to chest the judge. Whoa, wait a minute. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Shit, I just wasted it. Oh boy. Well, we'll do this, and this. Oh wait, there's 2, not 3. Oops. Well, she's true. That's great. I meant to use the judge on her after. Fuck me, I misclicked. No corrupted characters. I do believe that because none of the minions can corrupt people, as far as I know. And I don't think anybody else corrupts people yet either in this deck, so we are good. Hey look, I'm using the deck selection screen. But yeah, nobody has a corruption ability, so we should be good. fucking blew that. So we'll say it's either 5 or 7. We're gonna go 7. Whew. New characters, Plague Doctor. At the start of the game, you can select one good villager who is corrupted. If they are corrupted, the one that you picked, you learn who the one evil character is. And an alchemist, villagers within two ranges of him, so 2 cards to the right, 2 cards to the left, are cured from corruption. So that is a very good card to have in your deck. Learn how many corruption, if he's telling the truth, of course. Learn how many corruptions there were around me. I cannot be corrupted. So we get a witch, so we can't pick the last card. Number 6 is a real empress. They are an empress, but I don't know if they're real. She says that one of these are evil. He says that there's nobody corrupted. They don't corrupt. Oh. But she's saying it's clockwise. Interesting. Say nobody should be corrupted. Assuming he's telling the truth, so we'll pick him. He says he's not corrupted. They kind of clear each other there. Who else is there? I got him already. I got them already. I got them already. I got them. Oh. Wait. I think Scout's the only one left. We'll go 7. Oh no. 2, 4, or 5, or 1, 4, and 5. Oh boy, this doesn't help at all. This is bad. If one is telling the truth, then it has to be 4. We're gonna go 4. I was wrong. So it's got to be 1 and 6 then. Alright, it's 6 and 7. Well, wait. Corrupted? Who corrupted them? I thought they had to be... I thought there had to be a minion that adds corruption, but I guess not. That's annoying. Damn. 2 evil characters. Two corrupted. There were 2. So they're not anymore, which means the Plague Doctor wouldn't work unless they're lying. I am 3 cards away from the closest corrupted. But they're not corrupted anymore, though. So that's kind of weird. Equalist. So either these 2, or these 2, or these 2. I don't think that's fairly accurate, but we'll see. We're gonna make you both. Number 3 is evil. I didn't think so. I don't think that they're equalist either. They might be. Well, they could just be lying, like in general. Because he's cleared, he's cleared, he's cleared. He would have corrupted at least 1 person. And he can't be corrupted. And he wasn't corrupted. So it is him, so she is actually right. Crazy work. More new characters. Chancellor. Game start, 1 villager becomes an outcast role and he sits next to them. Doppelganger. I disguise as a good villager currently in play. We have a Chancellor, and bah. Slayer, no witches though, so I'm free to do whatever. There are no corrupted characters. We're gonna do the other jester, one evil, and then this guy. Should say at least one's evil. He says there's two at a 2, 4, and 7. So that's interesting. We're gonna share. 2, 4, 7. Oh, wow, they both say there's 2. Interesting. I doubt they would rat themselves out. So, I'm thinking it's number 4. 2, 4, and 7. Why would they say there's 2? Are they both bad? Hold on, this is weird. 2, 4, and 7. One of them is for sure evil. So that means 2 or 4. But why would you rat yourself out? That doesn't make sense. And I just checked 4 with the Slayer and with the fucking dude. They're all saying 4 is safe. Man, well, the Chancellor would have to be this one, this one, this one, or this one. So, at least as far as the Chancellor is concerned, you would be clear. You vouched for him, and he vouched for you. Which means the Chancellor would have to be one of the gestures. Or it could be both, I guess, because they're both, for some reason, saying the exact same thing. That's weird. But if they are actually clear, the Chancellor has to be next to an outcast roll. So it would have to be a gesture. We're gonna say 2. Ugh. Well, it has to be 4 then. Which means somebody's corrupted then. Number 1's corrupted. So that clears the other jester then. You're clear. So number 8 wasn't corrupted. So number 6? Statistically, he would be, because there's 2 outcasts here. It's not the jester. I think he was telling the truth. I think he's actually corrupted. But would that mean... Because if he's corrupted, he'd lie. And he did lie. But he's saying he's telling the truth, so that means he's lying. So number 6 is the evil one. I hate this fucking thing. Do care. The drunk, disguised as a random, not in play villager. I am corrupted and I lie and I cannot be cured. He's just a piece of shit. The druid, pick 3 characters, learn 1 random outcast among them, if any. No witches. Discrepancy. 3 or 7 is a minion, they say. 2 is actually a drunk. Oh my god, I've never actually seen that before. That's interesting. Wow. He's saying there was 1. Oh boy. One card away from corrupted character. If they're telling truth, they cannot be corrupted, so you potentially are corrupted. Potentially corrupted. He says number 2's good. He says number 8's real. He said there was a corrupted, but they're cured now though. So they wouldn't be lying if they are telling the truth. And he says number 2's a drunk. Because number 2, whoa, wait a minute. If number 2 is a drunk, then that would mean number 2 is corrupted. Because they can't be cured, so number 9 might be telling the truth. And man, this is a pain in my butt. She says number 2 is good though, which does vouch for this guy. Unless they're all 3 in cahoots, then I think this actually might be a drunk. It's like they'd have to all 3 be in cahoots, but then also this would be vouching in a way for that, which is 4 when there's only 3. So I think they're all safe because they're more or less vouching for each other. Which means I don't think you're corrupted, so I think you're actually telling the truth. I think 3 gets a tally. And you're saying 8's real, that doesn't really help. Corrupted, there was, but he cured him, so it should be fine. We're gonna go with 3, because that's the only suspicion that I have right now. Dang, I'm gonna go with number 9 then. Wow, alright. Well, now see, wait a minute, I'm so confused. What? See, that's like, I thought he said he's 1 card away from the closest corrupted. I thought that meant it had to be 1, but technically they are both corrupted, and they're technically both 1 card away. That's so shit, dude. Like, what the fuck? I've never had that happen before. That is crazy. Man. Number 3 is a real medium. Number 6 is a real slayer. Number 3 is good. I don't know. 1 card away from the closest evil. 8 is good. Learn if 1 is an outcast. I don't think. Unless this is that 1 doppelganger, it should be fine to test her by just picking literally anybody. A drunk? Well, it could be a drunk, because aren't drunks outcasts? God damn it. Ugh! Eight is One card away from closest. We're just gonna pick 3. Oh my god, everybody's fighting each other. Stop. I'm so bad at this. My early game strats are not good for late game. Boy, so 6, 7, or 8. One of them's a fucking drunk. 2 and 3 could be evil. He says 3 is a real medium. He says 6 is a real slayer. He says he's lying. Could it be all 3? I'm gonna test the slayer, and if the slayer dies, I'm gonna kill the other 2. It was the fucking dumbass. Ugh. Okay, I'm just bad, I guess. So number 6 would be... Well, number 6 wasn't a real slayer, though. Wait a minute, I'm stupid. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. They were drunk, not a slayer. Fuck, I just killed that guy for no reason. But he was corrupted, though, so fucking fuck me and my fuck, I guess. Which means 8 has to be good. Which means 3... 8's bad, then. 6, 7, and 8. 1 was a drunk. That checked out, so you're good. You did say they were lying, and that was true. Did they count as evil? I don't remember. I don't think so. I think they just count as corrupted. You say 8 is good, which they weren't, so... I just barely squeaked that one out. Holy cow. New character. Puka. Villagers adjacent to me are corrupted if possible. That sucks. This is the last village, by the way. The first time I beat this. Wait, no, it's Ascension 2, though. I think there's 3. I don't remember. Free real estate. What? But that's not free real estate anymore if they're corrupted. That's in their ability. I forgot their abilities don't work. Wow, that is insane. I'm gonna. Oh my god. All right. That's actually fucking insane. Holy cow. Damn, dude. That sucks so bad. 1, 2, and 9. 2 and 9. Somebody's lying. Two cards are pointing at you. I suck so bad. My last life. I just gotta beat this one. I get this sense in 3. They could be corrupted though. I don't fucking know. Are you corrupted? They say they are. Three or 8 is a witch. Potentially. One, 9, 2. 1 is evil. Well, I want to say 1. And then that checks you out, which checks you out, which checks you out. That wasn't a witch, so I can't pick that one. 3 or 8. We are going to test... If we test the judge, the closest evil, that is true. That checks you out. So it has to be 5, 6, 7, or 8. Evils are not adjacent to each other. There's only one more evil left. These 2 are cleared. That has to clear you. Unless you're fucking... Well, you wouldn't be corrupted because it's true. I'm looking right at it. We're going to test you on somebody that I know is telling the truth, which will say this one. You're saying he's lying, which means you're lying. Get out of here. New characters. Baker. One random unrevealed good villager becomes a baker. Learn which villager I was. An architect. Learn which side of the circle is more evil. Learn equal if both sides are equally evil. Hey, Ascension 3. I don't know how many Ascensions are. Does it say? Doesn't really say. Oh, wait. Nope. Oh, unlocks when you reach Ascension 4. Oh my god. I think this is actually the furthest I've ever actually gotten before. It was pretty much beginning of Ascension 3. Oh, there's a witch right there. Number 2 is actually a doppelganger. Could be. Closest evil, counterclockwise. No evils adjacent. I have almost no information to go off of. We're just gonna kill the baker. I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I just guessed. I ain't gonna lie. That was the witch, though. So we can click you. You're done. Oh, wait, no, they said they were lying. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Ah! Well, we're gonna pick you then. I got lucky. New character, Shaman. There are 2 of the same villager roles in the current village. Bishop, learn up to 3 characters, among them 1 villager, 1 outcast, and 1 evil if possible. Right side is more evil. Does this mean the right side from like the board or from you? From the board, okay. I want to test that, but they could be corrupted and you can't fucking, it's not a free real estate anymore. They say they aren't corrupted, so if one of these dies, you're a fucking liar. They both agree that the right side is more evil. And they're 2 of the same villagers. But does that mean that they're one of them, or does that just mean it can happen? I should theoretically be able to test both of these because of this guy. And if either one of them dies, he's fucked up. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. Wait, no, 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 wait. I lied. I lied, I lied, I lied, I lied, I lied. He's fine. They weren't corrupted. That's actually true, because that's not corruption. That was just a disguise. That was evil. But I know now that you check out. So you check out, because they weren't corrupted. If they're corrupted, they die. But if they're not corrupted and just evil, they die. So that checks... What? Ah, wait a minute. That doesn't check you out, though. Not yet. It checks you out for this side, but not for this side. We'll put a tally under you, because I do kind of believe you, though. Between 2, 4, 5, there is a minion, a villager, and an outcast. That was the villager. So, if you're telling the truth, one's an outcast and one's a villager. Or, a minion. And they are pointing both of their fingers at these guys. So you also get a tally, which cancels out your tallies. You're safe. You get a tally just because you're over here. Because these two are working together to say it's the right side of the board. Technically, this one could also be the evil one, so I don't know. But seeing how they were both vouching for the right side, I'm gonna clear them both. Because there's only one evil left. I got this one already. I don't think the drunk's corrupted, so they'd lie. They can't both be a drunk. And he said if they're telling the truth, 2, which is a villager, so 2 was the villager. 4 and 5 would be an outcast or a minion. They weren't actually corrupted. I don't think they're corrupted either. So unless this one is the fucking drunk or this one is the drunk, I'd say, honestly, best bet is one of these guys. Because one's probably a drunk and one's a minion. I do believe the bishop. So... But if this is a drunk, though, that would mean they're telling the truth, because drunks aren't evil. That's probably the drunk, because they're lying, but they're still good. So I think the minion is number 4. Got him! Got him! Got him! Got him! New characters. Puppeteer! Game start. Random adjacent villager becomes a puppet if possible. It's evil, but cannot lie. I lie in a disguise. So you get an additional evil, but they don't lie. So that's crazy. And the Rambler, I'll tell you something really interesting. Adjacent truthful characters will tell me to shut up instead of sharing their info. No witches, so we're just going to open everybody up, see if anybody tells them to shut up. They do not. Right side is more evil, potentially. Learn that 1 is an outcast. Among 3, if any. There are no outcasts. The Rambler is an outcast, unless they're a minion. Closest evil is that way. Oh, that's kind of weird too. Are you corrupted? Potentially. 8 is evil, potentially. Oh boy, are you telling the truth though? You're lying. Oh no, they're all fighting again. Oh, there's a Chancellor. The Chancellor has to be this one, or this one, or this one. This points this way. This could be a lie. We're gonna go with this one. That wasn't the Chancellor, though. I was hoping that was the Chancellor. But maybe that still helps, because this could be a Chancellor, this one, or this one. So that means number 8 is, or 9 is telling the truth. Which means, well, maybe, I don't know, unless they're fucking corrupted. I don't fucking know. It's all so confusing. They're saying 8 is evil. We're going to use 8 ability before we kill him. We're going to say 2, 6, and 7. Oh, you're fucking evil as hell. So that clears number 2 then, which is why they lied when I picked an outcast and they said they weren't any. So that clears them. Closest evil is that way. That clears out. You're good. Right side is more evil. That does not check out because there's still 1 left and they're on the left side because everybody else is checked out, so you're done. Oh wait, and there's a puppet. Oh no. Oh no. Well, he was telling, they can tell the truth though. It becomes evil but cannot lie. 5 or 9 is the puppeteer. They're telling the truth. 5 was the puppeteer and 9's clear. But that means they are the puppet. Ooh, got him! I'm getting good. Dreamer. Pick two characters, learn a role that's among them and one that is not. I'm so used to using that as free real estate. It sucks that I can't. There's a witch here. That sucks. Are you corrupted? You say they're not. If they die and they're not a minion, you're in trouble, buddy. You're done. Number 8 is good. Well, they're vouching for each other, all three of them. Learn a role that's among them and one is not. There's an enlightened or a plague doctor. That doesn't help a whole lot. That does check out though. That also checks out. I know that they're telling the truth. You're saying they're lying, so unless you're corrupted, get out of here! New characters. I actually never. This is as far as I stopped. This is where I stopped last time. The witness learns a character that was affected by an evil ability, and the lycanthrope is at night. If I am unrevealed, I become an evil werewolf and I will lie. Oh boy. I disguise as a not in play villager. And there's a new mechanic at this point called the night cycle, which when you reveal a card, the clock ticks. After 4 ticks, the night falls. During the night, some demons might kill, and various characters can take action. After every character has acted, the game returns to daytime. So I want to find the Lycan dude or whatever. He's hiding, so I can't look at his ability again. That's great. But he did say something about it's not. He disguises as a not in play character. There is no witch though, so I should be fine to open everything. Oh, wait, fuck, I forgot the fucking knight. Oh no, he's probably a werewolf now. Oh boy. Oh, I just lost a point. Somebody attacked me. So who's not in play then? Confessor I saw, the Enlightened I saw, the Hunter, the Knitter, the Knight, Empress. Nope, Empress is here. Hunter. Nope, they're all here. Except for there is no witness though. That's weird. Oh boy. They can't both be equidist. Can they? How are they all? They're not all equidist. Two, 4, 8. We're just gonna take a whiff. Okay. Got lucky. It has to be one of the Enlightened. They're not all fucking equidist. There's no way. If you're telling the truth, it has to be you. Because you already got one vouching for you. And it literally has to be equidist. It would have to be this one. We're going to use this. You're telling the truth, you're telling the truth. Evils are not adjacent to each other. That is potentially true. One card away from the closest evil. That was true. You could be evil. 2, 4, or 8. 2, 4, 8. 2 and 8 are good. Number 4 is good unless... No, they're not corrupted though. It has to be 5. Equidist. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No, that's not true either. They were equidist. That's fine. Or equidistant. That checks out. You checked out because you killed them. Equidistant 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There are 1 left. That does not check out. You get a tally. You're good. 2, 4, 8. 2, 4, 8. That does not check out. And if those 2 were evil, they can't be because there's only 1 left. Unless one's a drunk or something. One's probably a drunk. Evils are not adjacent. I'm gonna say you're probably telling the truth. Which I think that just means one's a drunk and one's a minion. But how do I know? Well, I think it's probably this one. Are you serious? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm so confused. Oh, that was the werewolf. I forgot. He lies, that's true. I forgot. So that's why there's so many discrepancies then. Which means... What does it mean? 1, 2. 1, 2. So it has to be the knitter then. Because these 2 are adjacent. Whoa, I've never actually seen this one. New character, poet, learn a random info. Alright. It's like an ace, a wild card. No witches. Oh, no night cycle either. I can do whatever I want. Whee! There are 2 pairs of... I am dizzy. 1 was affected by evil. That could be true. That's interesting. There's only 1 pair of evil. Ooh. Discrepancy. Number 5 is a real bombardier, potentially. Was it 1 and 2? We're gonna double check. Ah, discrepancy. Number 1 is a real confessor. I think that's true. Which means you check out. So we're gonna get rid of all this. You check out. There's a discrepancy here, and that's in here. You said it was false, which is very untrue. You're dead. So you check out 2 and 7. 1 and 2, I mean. Because you said this one was evil. Which means, yeah, they are evil though. So they check out. 1 pair so far, you're true. I don't know what that means necessarily. Does that mean that they're just adjacent, the pairs? They said number 1 was a real confessor. And they were not. So that means one of these is a puppeteer and it has to be... Well, no, they can tell the truth though. And still be evil. Which I think you would be telling the truth, because this would be like a pair and then this one would be a pair, right? Because 1 pair of evil. I don't think that's true though. I don't think that's how that works. It sucks because they don't lie, but they're evil. But that does check out everybody else, though. Because it literally has to be one of these two. Is there any way to figure this out without messing it up? Damn it. New character, whoa. Lilis, at night, kill a random unrevealed character. Deal 2 damage to you? Oh my god. That's rough. Well, that sucks. Between 1, 3, and 4, villager, outcast, and evil. Ay. Where's say 4? We'll take a wild guess. That checks you out then. Boop, boop. So does that mean this one is? Oh no. No evil adjacents. So it's 5 and 6? Maybe. That checks out. Oh. It's gotta be 6 then, yeah, unless it's the... God damn it, it's probably this one. God damn it. I completed it? No way! Ascension 4 is gonna be nutty. I don't understand what that means. Like, what does it mean by pairs of evil? 2, 5, and 6. One's a villager, outcast, and a minion, potentially. That was a bishop. Who's a bishop? A villager. One random outcast, if any. No outcast? That's strange, unless you're corrupted. Yeah, you're probably... No. Wait! Then that means you'll tell the truth. Okay, alright, guy. Right side is more evil. Counterclockwise. Evils are not adjacent. Number 2 is affected by evil. Okay. I'll try one more time. I'm gonna end it here. My brain's turning off. 3 and 7. Oops, night cycle. I didn't even realize. That's great. Fuck it. Seven was the minion, huh? Alright, I'm done. I'm getting too tired. Oh well, fun game though. I liked it. I liked it a lot.